Hi, I'm Josie, and this is my 7-week post-op update after I had a tubal ligation and I had a posterior repair. It is a corrective surgery for a rectocele, so I had that done 7 weeks ago. I wanted to do a 6-week update, but what ended up happening was I got my menstrual cycle back. So there was some things that I wanted to do or update on, but that didn't happen. First thing is first, I was given the all clear. That includes also taking a bath, but I haven't had the chance to take a bath yet. However, I will say, because of my cycle coming, all the stitches that I could visually still see on the outside are gone anyway. I think just being in a warm, wet environment, as gross as it may seem, that kind of cleared that up, so not as big of a deal. Just fortunately, just in parenting and everything, it's nice that I can now take baths because I'm all good to go. The other thing too is I will do a video where you have to be signed in to talk a little bit more in depth, but as of right now, I've been able to be close with my husband again. However, it is a little bit uncomfortable, so it's kind of like one position and a little bit. So I do think I'm gonna have to work through that. I've seen people say like they need to use certain dilators and size up over time. I don't think I have that issue, but it's definitely something where it's not like it was before, and I think it's just going to take more time to heal. I also had my 6-week follow-up appointment regarding getting the all clear for things, and basically what I was told is just because the dissolvable stitches on the outside are dissolved, it's still like 3 months total, so 7 weeks is not quite 3 months. For everything to really dissolve, and I mean even up to 6 months of everything being really hard, and like every time, like even just me like if I wanted to get into stretching and do things like, so I like to do the dance pole, like pole dance in the evenings after my kids go to bed. It's really fun. But for things where my legs are flinging around, even to a level like running, lunges, basically anytime my legs are apart and quickly, stretching, doing splits, it's like a tight tugging feeling, and it kind of feels like someone's trying to rip me apart. So I do need to be mindful. Usually if I do something slow, it's not so bad. But I do need to be careful, and I'll still get spasms. But I will say, as far as exercising goes, the spasms aren't as bad as even just when I was walking before. I really do feel like ever since the bulk of the stitching, all the stitches from that were able to be seen or felt on the outside, since they've been like fully dissolved, I don't know what it is. There's so much less irritation and a lot less spasming. It has really been, even just from like about 5.5 weeks to today, so about like a week and a half, there's just been a huge improvement in terms of like not being itchy, not just like spasming out down there. It's for everyday activities. That's been really good. I was gonna say another thing and I kind of forgot where I was going, talking about exercising, dancing, that splitting feeling. In regards to like the sutures still dissolving, the ones that are all like internal, about 6 to 12 months, so like another year, so January, I should be about as, the scar tissue should be about as healed as it can be. And so I do think any updates regarding this, I mean it already has been the case, are going to be less and less. I do have another follow-up appointment coming up, but it's months away, just to see how things are going. And I'm very excited because in general, there are some things that I'm still gonna have to learn and work through, but for the most part, even just exercising, like doing squats and stuff again, it's better. I have reduced my weight, but even at reduced weight, like before I had the surgery, if I was gonna do light weights, high reps, then I could still feel like myself kind of getting worse, if that makes sense, bulging with all the internal core pressure. And because of having a diastasis, I feel like those two kind of work against each other. I don't know. It seems like you want to release core pressure for pelvic issues, but then I feel like with diastasis, you don't want to have all that pressure pushing on your abdominals out. And so what's been really frustrating is feeling like, well, the more I focus on my pelvic health, I feel like the more my abdominals suffer, and I don't feel like I have that fight anymore. I don't feel like I have that conflict anymore. And so I have been working on doing high reps at lighter weights. Like I did a barbell hip thrust, and I did it, the first time I did it was like 50 pounds. And then a few days later I did it, and I did it at 95 pounds. So I was doing like 330 something pounds. Did I get to 40? Because I do the like one set thing, which is obviously not the same, but like consistently 320 to 330 and be in that range. Over 300 pounds barbell hip thrust, and not like a Smith machine because all my exercise equipment is at home. And doing it at 95 pounds knocked me out. So, having those weeks off definitely did something, because it's also just, it feels, I guess, I don't know if it feels different because my brain is also, a little bit nervous, but working my way up, and that's good increments. And so I'm hoping the next time I can do like 115 or something, whatever works well with the barbell increments. Doing things like getting the landmine attachment out so that I can do hack squats, sumo squats with the landmine, do stationary rows. Upper body is fine. Upper body is just fine, because even though they said don't lift anything, I was like, well, if I sit, then I can lift stationary. So there's that. But for the most part, like, I think I'd be good to do a hike depending on the difficulty. Like, I think a hike with terrain, like incline, decline, if it's like mountain, more like cliffside type trails, I'd give it probably a good 30 minutes, and then I might be spasming. But as far as a walk goes, I can go for over an hour now, and that's great. And again, the spasms, they're not as bad. And the biggest thing about them is I need to rest. And if I don't rest, it'll get worse. It'll go from just feeling like an involuntary kegel to feeling like and it's always the right side, my right butt cheek is just cramping, to right hamstring, and then I almost have that like prolapse feel again. The other thing too that I was told to be mindful of is, especially still during PMS, if I feel like I'm dealing with constipation, you don't have to have kids to end up with certain forms of prolapse. So constipation can still do it for you. So definitely to take stool softeners and fiber supplements when my hormones are still kind of making everything constipated, or if I'm doing a big deficit, then I still need to have room in there to take extra fiber, and as well as be unafraid during certain periods to take stool softeners, because the issue is it would really stink to go through all this work and have hard stool sitting there, and it gradually comes back over time. It wouldn't be as quick or severe as being pregnant and having kids vaginally, but it's still the kind of thing where it definitely makes things better. And I don't have to deal with straining or anything like that the same way. Things don't just sit. But if I am thinking, okay, well, I'm fixed, I can just strain and deal with this, I still should not do that. I should still prioritize keeping things moving. So staying hydrated, fiber supplements, and stool softeners, laxatives when really needed. And I find for me, around PMS time, that's about when. But overall, I'm pretty happy. It's just mostly getting back into things. I'm glad I'm not somebody who has to deal with issues like vaginismus, where everything just totally locks up, completely closed. Because the other thing is I use cups, I use tampons, and so I don't have an issue with that. But there are some things that I'll work through, and as things get better, I'll do a video about that, but it will be a signed in one. It's not really like, I think the information I presented here is basic enough that you have an idea. I also haven't done a whole lot to really warrant that, and my last cycle I just used pads. But yeah, I would say overall, I'm definitely still recovering. So give it like a year. I'm gonna have another follow-up appointment. But I am so excited that going into summer and like spring, summer with the gardening, the going out, the hiking more again, being able to do things like swimming, paddleboarding, all of that, that I'm going to be good to go for that. And just even just around my house, as I said, even just the last week and a half, it still seems like pretty big increments of feeling better. To not be freaking burning and itching and everything is great, especially if I'm really shocked that despite having this surgery and a tubal ligation done as well, I'm actually pretty shocked that I ovulated, because I know things like stress and trauma can sometimes, delay it. And I really thought with my history in terms of when I get freaked out, it does delay, that it didn't. It came like right on time based on my charting that I have using like a tracking based on like a app that I use to track things. And I was like, really? I thought maybe I was gonna get like a month off, but I guess not. And of course it came right at the 6-week mark, so I didn't take any baths. That's something I look forward to doing again. But yeah, still not really quite wanting to stick stuff up there still, just for comfort. And then having like my period is not ideal for taking a bath. Anyways, if you are dealing with this, I hope that this is a light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. I think that my recovery experience has been one of the best that I've seen online. I'm very pleased. And there are still some things that I have to work through, but as far as the time it takes to heal, and a lot of the stuff I had seen on forums is usually people commenting about the 3-month mark, and I'm not even a full 3 months out yet. So I am very grateful that I'm healing so well. I'm so excited that as being in the Northern Hemisphere, as the weather is getting better, that I'm going to be able to do the walks again. I'm going to be able to go to the playground with my kids, no problem. I've already solo tripped with them out once, and multiple times now, and it was fine. Because I have the whole car ride to rest again after wrangling them in and out of the vehicle. And I think things are going to be really good this year. And I think that once I hit that 12-month mark, that full 1 year after, my hope is that things will be really, really good. Especially with working out, I do think that I'll probably be able to do my first 5K, because I haven't actually done that. I may look fit, but I'm one of those people who doesn't do cardio. So I don't mean to keep you longer, because now I'm just going on to like my personal like workout fitness goals and stuff. But doing well. Hormones are normal, so I'm obviously not stressed out about the surgery subconsciously or anything, and recovering from it. If you're going through it, I hope that this has been informative, hopeful. I hope that you're doing well. If you're going to be looking into this, I hope that this is informative and that it kind of helps to ease fears. Highly recommend when you have a doctor, track all the things, ask all the questions about your lifestyle, because that's definitely impacted some of the recommendations. Like for me, when I want to get the bulk and cut and get really lean, like obviously that caters, or the types of questions I'm asking. Oh, another thing, I ride motorcycles, and my doctor said to stay off the bikes. He would prefer it if it was like another 2 months, but at least 1 more month. And I thought it had to do with the pressure of the stitches, because I got an exam to make sure they were all healing really well. And what I was told is because the vibrations of it, and the way that when you're removing that much tissue and putting it back together, it's like the nerves and sensations and stuff, that could cause issues with like muscle spasms and stuff, which I didn't even think of. So this is why, if you have all kinds of questions and different like niche things about your life, ask them, because they might even have other things to think of that you didn't even think of. And I thought it was just sitting on a motorcycle, sitting on the bike seat might be the issue. They said, well, but the way that they vibrate, pretty aggressively compared to sitting in like a car, that could be an issue. So I guess I'm still just gonna ride around my little sports car, and then once April hits, I'll be out on my bike again. But yes, I hope that this was useful. Thank you for watching if you made it to the end. I am doing well. As less of these videos come out, I do post like some shorts about just kind of my lifestyle and physique updates and stuff. So I am doing well. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.